The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the WayFM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. News-ish is one part news and one part ish.
This is what I use. I don't use my brain, I use my mouth.
It's right there in the title. It's The Wally Show.
We've all found ourselves there, no one more than Gavin.
Oh, come on.
But having to hit up a public bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Worst fear of my life. I hate it. Absolutely
I'm
hate it.
so familiar with it.
Yeah, and see, and you're comfortable with it. I will give myself a bladder infection before I will use. I just know I hate it so much.
That's why you probably deal with kidney stones.
That's probably why, yeah.
But anyways, I found this list that was put together by etiquette experts, and it's the top etiquette rules when it comes to using a public bathroom.
Now, is this for a men's room or either?
Either.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but one of the rules has to pertain to just the male bathroom.
Okay.
But anyways, I'll get there. Okay, so here are the 4 rules. Some of these I'm like, why should they even be said? Flush. That was one of the rules. Flush.
That's sad.
Given.
That's on there.
But I will say, and maybe this is in a female bathroom.
Yeah.
There are multiple times I have walked into a public bathroom, female public bathroom, and someone did not flush. And I'll tell you why it is. It's because
Germs?
It's because there are moms.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, the mom is the one that's taking her kid to the bathroom, and she's letting him or her do it by themselves, and then they don't flush, and she's overwhelmed. She doesn't care. She just doesn't want them touching the floor, and so they get out.
Or women are just as disgusting
No,
as
they're
men,
not.
but they pretend not to be.
No.
Yeah.
Those are nasty.
No. This one pertains to just the male bathroom. Choosing a urinal that's right next to someone else.
Nope. Never.
That's the scary thing, though, when you walk in and there's like 2.
Yeah.
Because then you personally just wait.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's a strategy too. Like you want to pick one next to a wall, because then if somebody else is going by the same rules, then they're not going to pick one right next to you, so it automatically creates a buffer.
Need that buffer.
Absolutely.
For sure. Another rule is no small talk. Don't start small talk with people in a bathroom, strangers.
I am amazed, though. I have had women say, I had the best conversation with somebody. Her name is Joan. Like, what do you mean? You just came out of the restroom. Where was this? Oh, in the restroom. No! Guys are it's all business. Head down,
What if it's your buddy, though?
Don't know. You still don't talk to him. Still don't. For that few minutes, that guy is dead to you.
Oh
you don't know him from Adam.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Finally, this one. They say you should knock instead of looking under a stall to look for feet.
No.
To see if someone is there.
Knocking is worse.
They say it's rude to look under a stall to see if there are feet. Instead, you should knock and you should say, is anyone in there?
I think personally, because
you spend the most time there.
Exactly. This is my experience.
Yeah.
Is that just that fear of that person deciding to try and come in?
Jiggle the door.
I don't trust the locks on a lot of public bathrooms.
Yeah.
I always let out a little cough to let people know that I'm there.
That's a great strategy. That's a great strategy because here's the thing. I would much rather look under the stall for feet than knock. Your cough thing is the kindest thing you could do because I've employed the other strategy where you kind of look through the crack between the door and the wall.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I've been there.
It is the worst when you're doing that and you make eye contact.
No!
The absolute, you just leave. You literally just leave. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show, and we're going to play a little game here, and it is Will Gavin Get It, okay? Gavin is a smart man, and he always surprises me with the things that he knows, but he also surprises me with the things he doesn't know, because he's younger than us. Mm-hmm. And so you don't have to know more than Gavin. All you have to do is guess, will Gavin get it right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got some questions here, Gavin. I'm throwing you a sports question.
Oh, thank goodness.
That should be right in your alley.
If I get that wrong.
Yeah, I know. That would be humiliating. A little music. You love music.
Yeah,
and some books, because you are a reader.
I'm reading a lot these days, so we'll see.
So maybe you could clean sweep this thing, or you could fail miserably and cause someone to lose their prize. That's what I love about this game. Because regardless, it could be Gavin's fault too. Okay, so
I love it.
I never blame you if you get it wrong because Gavin gets it wrong. Then I blame him.
That's all. That weight's on my shoulder.
Absolutely. So if you'd like to play right now for a prize, we'll do Will Gavin Get It? 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM if you want to play now.
Gavin's a threat. He's understated and underrated, but I think he could steal this game.
Elizabeth, welcome to the exciting game show, Will Gavin Get It? Where you're not going to have to know more than Gavin. We're not going to pit you against him like that. All you have to do is guess, will Gavin get the question right or wrong, okay? And if you match that up, then you will win a prize if you get 2 out of 3 right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to start with an easy one for Gavin. It's in his wheelhouse. This kid loves himself some sports. So what is the Canadian national sport?
Oh.
Okay, what is the Canadian national sport? What do you think, Elizabeth? Is he going to get this right or wrong?
I think he'll get it right.
You do, because he loves sports so much. He's very knowledgeable. All right, Gavin, she's betting on you. What is the Canadian national sport?
I'll be super surprised if I'm wrong about this.
Yeah.
It's gotta be hockey.
Hockey seems on the surface like a fantastic guess.
It totally is a great guess. It's not that.
But it is wrong.
No! What is it, like curling?
No, it's lacrosse.
That's so not true.
Yes,
That
it's
is
true.
so messed up.
Yeah. Gavin's already Googling to see. He's like, I am calling bunk on your question here, but no, that is the answer. It is lacrosse. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was right. So, no point there. Okay, let's see if you can
Sorry.
get this one. Here we go. Gavin, what was the name of the really famous, almost infamous music festival that took place in 1969? It is a classic.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so do you think you know this, Gavin?
I think so.
Okay, so Elizabeth, are you going to bet on or against Gavin yet again?
I'm going to go again.
You're going to go against? You think he's
Okay.
going to miss this one? I think he might have this one. Even though he's a millennial, I think he might have it because it's such a big festival. Gavin?
Maybe I'm Woodstock?
Woodstock is right.
Oh, no. I should have guessed wrong.
Elizabeth betting against you. Oh, my gosh. All right, here, we'll do one more question for funsies. Books, because you're reading a lot, you said. Gavin, Mark Twain's characters Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, they lived in the United States. What state did they live in?
Blah.
Okay, think about it. It's definitely southern. So, all right, what do you think, Elizabeth? Is he going to get this right or wrong? The blah might give you a hint as to his confidence.
I'm gonna go with he's gonna get it wrong.
Gonna get it wrong, so going against him again on this one. Okay, Gavin, what state are they from?
I think it's a southern state.
It is
And I'm going to go with Mississippi.
Mississippi. That is so close.
Okay.
It is Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But that's a point for Elizabeth?
That is a point for Elizabeth, but there's no point in that because you got to get 2 out of 3 right. So, Gavin, you have let Elizabeth down yet again.
Way to go,
again.
Gavin.
What are you talking about?
We are so sorry, Elizabeth. Now, if Gavin happens to send you something on the side on his own because he's the guy that sends out the prizes, then that's just between him and God. So whatever you want to do with that, Gavin, you can do. But Elizabeth, we appreciate you being on the show with us.
Thank you for letting me play. Y'all have a great day.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Uplifting YFM, this is the Wally Show. We are wrapping up our Wally Show Jingle contest tomorrow. And this is a great contest because not only do you get to create something that will live forever with the Wally Show or until we're fired, you will get to come to Nashville to record your jingle in a professional studio at Capital CMG Studios with the band We the Stinking Kingdom.
Yet they like to go by We the Kingdom.
Yeah, they
But
do.
I think I like We the Stinking Kingdom
I
better.
know. It's so great. I need to pull it. They did a version of a jingle also. They submitted one. And I'm like, well, I'm going to pass on it because I want real people who are not musicians to do this. Let me show you kind of an example of what I'm talking about here.
The Wally Show. Faith and fun, you'll be in stitches when it's all said and done with Wally and Gavin and Betty Rock too. After you listen, you'll say, K-Love, who?
CJ.
I like
Hey.
that. Throw in a little K-Love shade. All right, that's that. I'm not opposed to that. Here are a couple other options that people have sent in. Betty, I think you'll like this one.
The Betty Rock Show, featuring Gavin and Wally.
Yeah.
Love it.
That one won't make it. Let me see. This one always just, I don't know what it is, but it made me laugh.
Wally Show.
Every time. See, it made me laugh every time. I love it. I can see going into a professional recording studio. I know. That's the idea. You want it memorable. Can you imagine going into a professional recording studio with We the Kingdom and be like, okay, do your thing. And the guy just busts out this.
I love it.
I think we got it first take. We're done. Wrap it up. And this might be my favorite one yet that we have. Okay, now you guys know my old high school, college band, Christian band Heaven's Fire. Well, that inspired Joel to come up with his, and this was Joel's offering.
All right, Wally, I think it's pretty clear. The absolute perfect jingle for the show is inspired by one of our generation's greatest bands.
Thank you.
Heaven's Fire. Behold.
Oh, he did like that.
Yeah, I know. Look at Betty's face.
Holy cow.
Yeah, he did all these harmonies.
Okay, I'm impressed.
So there you go. The bar is being raised every day here. But again, you don't have to be a professional musician. Just do something that makes us laugh, captures the spirit of the show, and it's just you on the phone doing your thing. And we've made it really, really easy to send in your entry.
Yeah, just text the word jingle to 91979 and we will send you a link. That's jingle to 91979.
And we wrap this up on Friday, so don't wait too much longer.
Name it and claim it.
Name it and claim it. Claim it.
Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show. People ask us to put our heads together and come up with a name for inanimate objects to give them a personality. And this is one we've never done before. And I'm really excited about this because of trucker culture that I love so much. And I'm hoping I do a good job, but I'm fearful that I won't do a good enough job.
It is odd how you are so very not that it doesn't deserve respect, but you're very respectful of the trucker.
Yeah, trucking culture. Hey, man, during COVID, they kept us going, and I respect them. I respect the sailors on a salty blacktop sea.
See, that's the type of thing I'm talking about.
Exactly. So it says, hey, Wally, Betty, and Gavin, need your help naming my boyfriend's semi. My boyfriend, Jay, and he's pictured in front of his truck. I was hoping we were going to get to rename Jay because I had a million ideas for that. Suspenders, everything. I love this guy. He went back to hauling cows from hauling freight. All the semis he's driven in the past had a name like Gray Racer, Peppermint Patty, and we haven't hit on a new one for this time. It's a turquoise 2023 Peterbilt. That's the brand name. And it's a 53-foot livestock semi-trailer. So picture Jay in there, and we picture it. I said, I wish I had a picture of it lit up like a Christmas tree at night because it has all the lights. Yeah. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We each come up with a name. If we stick with ours and we like ours.
No. Let me say something.
What?
You just said if we each come up with a name. That was singular. Right. Okay? So one name, because you, sir, are horrible at coming up. Well, I did this, but then I was because you fill out the room, okay? That's what you do. And then he's going to try and one-up me, okay? So you're going first. We're going to each say the name that we have for this truck.
Now,
and if we don't like ours, but like the other person's, then we can vote for that one. But ultimately, Gavin makes the decision. What?
Could you guys do the name and then the story? Because you always do the story, and that is usually where you guys go. Well, I could have gone.
Well, because Betty will usually take us on a journey as well, and that's what I'm going to attempt to do here. When she mentioned Christmas, I'm not even going to look at Gavin to see what his reaction is. I thought on the surface, oh, Saint Nick would be a good name for it, but then I'm like, that's too simple. It's too simple. So. Here we go. This is my journey, though. I got to tell you how I got there. Peter, who Christ said was the church, who Christ said the church would be built on in Matthew 16:17 through 19, changed his name from Simon to Peter. This is a Peterbilt truck. Get it? Peterbilt. You get it? Okay. See where I'm going here? No. So I would give the name. I want it to be regal, because it deserves like a regal hoity-toity name because it's a cow hauler. I would go with Sir Simon Petros of Bovine. So that is the name I would go with. Sir Simon Petros of Bovine. So it's got Simon in there. Petros is the Greek word for Peter, which is what Jesus would have called Peter. And bovine is what you call a cow. So Sir Simon Petros of Bovine is how I would call that truck. Betty Lou.
Okay, mine's a little simpler.
Okay.
I went with the teal.
I went with truck.
No, I went with the teal idea. So
Okay.
the truck is teal, and I thought, well, what are some cartoon characters that are the color teal? Well, then I came across, do you remember this guy, Huckleberry Hound?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's a pretty good rooster crow. Let me try one. Cock-a-doodle-doo,
This is how I hear Betty's dad waking her up when she was in high school.
For sure. So I went Huck the Truck.
Oh, okay.
Because he would know. He's named his trucks in the past,
Yeah.
like Peppermint Patty,
Yeah.
like other cartoon characters. So why
Okay.
not go off of that?
Yeah. Huck is not a bad
Huck
name.
the Truck.
Huck is not
Huck
a bad
is
name for
better
a
name
truck.
than Peter Sir
Sir Simon
Mix-a-Lot.
Petros of Bovine.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so it just depends on if you're going to go with like something that is truckery or if you're going to go with something that is more elevated for the cow hauler. So, Gavin, I don't think Betty or I are switching, so what are you going with? Tough call.
I like Huck.
You like Huck the Truck?
I think so.
Okay.
I think he could have maybe in like, I don't know, maybe that could be his Christian name could be whatever you had, because I can't remember.
It's too complicated.
And then there's Huck as his road name.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Huck the Truck.
There you go. Huck the Truck it is. I don't even know how I feel right now. I feel like I have let down D
Loser-ish?
and the truck. All of that, yes, because I really wanted to knock this out of the park, and I thought I had.
Hey, Wally, do you have a minute?
Sorry, busy.
I have cake.
Oh, what do you need?
Yeah, see, that's a perfect example of even though we are busy, we make time for what's important.
Yeah, because going back to school as an adult, you're busy with work, you've got family, but if you want to make your education a priority, trust me, you can do it. Betty did.
Like when I first started, I was super intimidated because it had been a while since I've been in school. But I mean, from the very first conversation, I felt like they were setting me up for success.
Yeah, and going back to school with CCU's flexible online courses makes it so convenient.
Yeah, and what's so cool is every class has a biblical worldview perspective. And so you think, well, how can they turn math into a biblical worldview? They find a way.
Yeah, and that was one of my jobs when I was teaching at CCU, was integrating not just the facts and figures of things, but how your faith plays into what you're going to do.
CCU offers Christ-centered higher education, transforming students to impact the world with grace and truth.
Cultivate your mind without compromising your heart. Get started today at online.ccu.edu. Colorado Christian University is a non-profit impact partner.
Sifting through the insanity to find you something that feels good.
Mucho joy. I like to give away joy for free.
It's News-ish on The Wally Show.
If you have ever tried to lose weight, you know that losing 20 pounds isn't really all that easy. Well, now think about losing 200 pounds.
Oh, my.
That's what a lady named Leah did, and she did it by making small changes. She started off at 400 pounds. And she decided that was not the life for her. She watched her family being active and enjoying Disneyland. This was like her moment. And she had to spend the day sitting by herself. And it was at that moment she said, this is not the life I want to live. And that's step one. Step one is getting to that place, almost like alcoholism, where you're like, okay, I got a problem. And I need to make a life change. I think it's the same thing with weight. She said it started with small things, and she focused on making one change at a time and then layering on more changes. That way it didn't feel overwhelming. And so maybe you look at the process of losing weight like, I can't, but if you change one thing about how you do this and then add to it, she's saying it worked for her. For example, she started her weight loss journey by adding just one nutritious food a day. So that was her first step. Okay, I'm eating a bunch of garbage. Let me eat one good thing a day, cut out one bad thing.
I
Boom.
like that, yeah.
That's a start. Once she was comfortable with that change, she added one nutritious meal for the day. Then she began walking for 10 minutes a day. And later began writing down what she was eating in a food journal. That right there will alter the way that you eat. It is amazing. If you start counting your calories or watching your intake, you will see, as I'm speaking as somebody who's doing this, you will see how much you overeat constantly and what you don't need, but we do. I mean, like Oreos, 2 Oreos, if you're doing Weight Watchers, is 3 points. And how many times could you sit down and eat 10 Oreos without thinking about it.
Oh, for sure.
Pringles. I mean, come on now. You go to your hand is stuck in the can, and it's bad. But if you start doing that, it will actually help you really hone in on what you need to eat and what you've been overeating on. And I think that's a big help. That helped me out a lot. And so it has not been easy for her. She said it's not a quick fix, but she said she still has hard days. But this is what I really liked about it. She changed her perspective too. And maybe this will help you out if you're kind of struggling in this area. She said when she faces obstacles, she reminds herself on her focus, it's gaining life, not losing weight. And I'm like, oh, I like that.
It puts a more positive spin.
Exactly. Yeah, because you think about, I'm just trying to lose weight. I'm trying to lose weight. No, she's trying to make her life better.
Yes.
And by reminding yourself of that, then it makes the losing weight a little easier.
Yeah, by removing like quantity, you add quality.
Exactly. So there you go. Maybe if you're in that place, you've been thinking today's my day, maybe this will give you some inspiration and maybe a plan to put that into action. Recently, Gavin joined that elite club, the Parents Club. Hey, it's the Wally Show on Way FM, and he's finding out all the fun things that come with it. And it's not easy. You're getting a little bit of sleep and very little sleep.
Yeah, not a lot of sleep. You definitely have to find your way to operate on the 4 or 5 hour stretches that you get every night.
Yeah, and so I do think that it's interesting, like, to hear you going through something that I went through so long ago, and it's just a rite of passage, like everybody has to go through, but you find your own way as you navigate it. And you were telling me something that you and your wife do to mitigate some of the difficult times, and I really think this is smart.
Yeah, I think communication is key, and communication between the two of us about how we're doing on any given day is really important. So we have this system where every once in a while, when I get home from work, you explain a number system to say how you're doing today. So I'll say to her, okay, today I'm at a 3. She'll say something like, oh, I'm at a 7 or an 8. I'm more capable of taking some of the tougher stretches, because if he's just asleep and all that, if I'm not having my best day, I can still handle that. But if I'm at a 2 or 3, or if she's at a 2 or a 3 and he's just going berserk and the other person's doing better, then they can step in and handle things when the other person isn't. So knowing, kind of giving a number as to where we're at that day allows us to better help each other out.
Do you have a rule that you can't be like at a 3 for 3 days in a row?
Yeah, you kind of have to step up.
You keep coming in, I'm at a 3, sorry.
And it is helpful too if you're both saying I'm at a 2 and I'm at a 2. If we're both at, because there are some days when you're both going to be at that low number, and you're like, okay, we're in the struggle together. There's not going to be this I'm playing the pity card of I'm a 2 all the time and I need you to take care of stuff.
Secret to this strategy is always let them go first. Like, where are you at today? Because it shows you care. Like, where are you at today? I'm at a 4. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm at a 3.75. But man, I really do think, in all seriousness, I think it's a good idea, because then you know where they're at, and then you can overcompensate if you need to help them out, and vice versa. So that is a great parenting strategy. We're going to talk about this because Gavin could maybe use some more ideas. Maybe you've been through this, or you're in it right now, and you've got your way of getting through it. And how are you strategically doing this? What are some of the things that you do inside of your marriage with your kids to help your spouse get through this time? So 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take your parenting strategies right now. Gavin, we posted this online as well on our Facebook. If you just search Wally Show, if you ever can't get through on the phones, you can get in that way.
Yeah, and I saw a couple other bits of advice that I liked and will probably incorporate someday in the future. Amy said we use the words tag, you're it, when we need to tag out.
Oh, that's good.
Baby awake in the middle of the night, tag. Baby having a tantrum, tag, you're it. I can see the ability to abuse this one, though.
Oh, for sure.
If you wanted to.
And if you're faster on tag than the other, is tag binding? Yeah. It's like if they get it in first, it's legally
do you
binding.
After them after you do it?
Yeah.
Who knows? But I like that.
I used to just fake sleeping. Like
I never thought I would.
Yeah, you will.
I totally do.
On days when you have to get up early for this job and you're just dead to the world, you're like, I got to fake this one.
Oh, it's so easy. And then I like this one. It was a little bit more serious from Carissa. Said if our child is being disrespectful to one parent, then the other parent is in charge of the consequences.
I love that.
In that realm. Because I could see,
so good.
We're all human. If your kid smacks you in the face.
Right.
Like, you might not be in a position to be the dealer of consequences because you might be heated in that moment, whereas the other parent can obviously step in and not be the one who just got smacked.
Well, it's funny because I saw it differently. I saw it as it's the team. Because if this kid has done something and they're fighting you, when the other parent steps in, it's like, no, you don't mess with my wife.
Sure.
We are a team, and you are just lucky to be on this team. Trust me, we're the coach and the star player here. You're lucky to be here. It goes with my philosophy of don't ever make me choose between you and your mom because you'll lose every time.
I love that.
Like, that's how I was raised and how I raised my daughter. And so we got time for a couple more. If you want to call and be on the show with us, love having you on. If you've got that parenting strategy that you guys use to make your lives better, 855-33-WAY-FM is the number. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. What is something that you guys do to work through parenting together?
Well, so diapers are not fun to change, and they never end. So because of that, we would either flip a coin or rock, paper, scissors for diapers.
I love that. Like, I like, at least you got a shot at getting out of it, so that makes it fun. It's a little gambly, which I know Gavin likes, so that's fun.
Come on!
Because then it makes it kind of funny if you are on like a losing streak. You're like, no.
Does your husband have a go-to for rock, paper, scissors that you've found out, or does he have a tell? Do you win more than he does?
No, honestly, he wins way more. He's just way calm, and so I'm always very competitive, so I want to win. So I'm so focused on what I'm going to do instead of him, so I fall apart at the seams all by myself.
She's like such a wreck. He's like gaslighting her. He's like, honey, why'd you throw paper? She's like, I didn't. It's rock. He's like, no, that's paper. She's never lost, actually. He just gaslights her into thinking she has. Oh, that's great. Well, Heather, thank you for the help today. We appreciate you being on the show with us.
Absolutely. Good luck.
So what's your strategy, Lauren?
So my husband and I work similar schedules, and so the way that we've worked it out over the last 3 years, and it has saved a ton of arguments, is that I am the morning parent. He is the afternoon, nighttime parent. So in the mornings, he gets to sleep in and fake sleeping most of the time. And I get to do their breakfast, pick out their outfits, get them ready for school, drive them to school. And then in the afternoons, when I get off work, I get to go home and just relax because he's picked them up, gotten them an afternoon snack, gotten dinner ready, and then I cook the dinner and he does bath time.
Well, there you go.
Strategy that has worked very well.
Now, let me ask you this. When he's doing his part of the day, do you micromanage that at all? Are you like, I would have done it this way? Yeah, you do. Yeah.
It's today's Music Insider with Gavin.
TMI, my friends.
For King and Country has always been one of my favorite bands. I really like their song, What Are We Waiting For right now?
They do always kind of sound like them, but their music always has something new to it. They're really good at reinventing themselves. A lot of people can't do that. I'm a big fan.
Well, when you talk about reinventing yourselves, I always feel like they're on the forefront of fashion.
Oh, for sure. Jolie especially.
Exactly.
Jolie.
Jolie, that's what we call him.
You put in a Y at the end of his name?
Yeah. I got that from his dad. His dad calls him Jolie.
Oh, okay.
His dad.
Yeah.
Not you.
His dad calls him Jolie Polly.
Jolie Polly. Okay, that's hilarious. Speaking of Joel, though, he actually recently got a haircut, and it's a very unique haircut in that he actually got a buzz cut from Luke. Luke actually took a razor and did the shaving of his head, and he actually looks like he did a good job where he did like a fade on the sides, and if you look at his top, it's a good clean uniform military looking
really, because Joel has great hair. My wife saw this video and I just heard her gasp. She's like, oh! I'm like, what? She's like, Luke is cutting Joel's hair. And because, again, he has great hair. This is the problem with good-looking people, okay?
Yeah.
This is the Brad Pitts of the world, the Joels of the world, and he's going to love I put him in that category. But they're like, oh, I can shave my head and do the things that would make all the rest of us ugly and still be good-looking.
I will say that if you go and you watch the video on their Instagram, he does have one good line that I forgot about. He said that I just want to look like my mom.
Oh.
Because his mom
has short hair.
Has short hair. She's like, I do a 6 on the side and a do an 8 on
funny.
the top. So it's funny that he said that. It also made me think about, speaking of giving people haircuts.
Yeah.
I remember, you've given me a haircut.
Oh, that's right.
Since I got here.
Yes.
And then B, I remember you also gave Rhett Walker a mullet.
Gave Rhett Walker a mullet. He was so cool. He was like, I said, I want to shave a mullet in you. He's like, let's go, boy. I'm like, all right, here's a little bit of that.
That's short.
Oh, what is that?
Okay.
What
I
is
love that. That short. And Rhett Walker, to his credit, kept that mullet.
did.
Like, he went home. He's got a family. He's got a wife. And, like, I mean, if I came home from my day at work and with a mullet, my wife would have a lot of questions. I'm sure his wife was like, honey, that looks great. Who did that?
Did you go to sports clips?
Oh, so good. Well, there you go. That's your TMI for today. Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show. A friend of mine on our street had asked me, hey, can you weld my mailbox? I hear that you have a welder and have done that for a few people that their mailboxes are broken. Yeah, sure, no problem at all. And she was explaining to me what happened was that somebody came to buy something on Facebook Marketplace from her. I don't know what she was selling. Could have been $5, $50, I don't know what. But the lady, when she was leaving, backed out, I guess, and hit her mailbox and just ran it over.
Oh, did she stop to apologize?
She left, but then she told this lady that she had done it. She owned it, which was really surprising, because you don't always think of your Facebook Marketplace encounters going all that great. At least none of mine do. And so I was really, happy for my friend that this lady owned it, But I don't even know if the lady knew how much it was going to cost, to replace that whole mailbox and the metal pole with it, and it's kind of ornate. It was a lot of money. So my friend had said, hey, will you fix it? It'll save this lady money. She was being nice to her. I said, absolutely. I'll do it for free, obviously. And the lady ended up saying that she's going to go ahead and pay the mailbox guy to do the whole thing and do it right. Holy cow.
Okay.
So, doing the right thing cost this lady hundreds of dollars, and when she might have just been going to pick up a $5 pair of socks or something,
those socks cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, they did. But you know what? Sometimes doing the right thing costs you. There's a cost to it when you do the right thing. I remember I borrowed my friend's truck. And it was just a work truck that he had, so it wasn't super nice and everything. And I had gone out and it was just one problem after the next to get this wood that I was picking up. And as I was getting it there, it was late at night, I bumped into his taillight with the wood and it put a little chip in it. It broke a little small piece out of it. And then
you ran off and didn't say anything.
I did, never told him. No. And so I was like, you know what? He loaned me the truck. A, I know he wouldn't care, but B, I need to replace that. So I had to replace the light, and the light was $100 and something bucks for this tiny little thing on a work truck. But you have to do the right thing. I firmly believe that. That's how I was raised. If someone loans you something, you return it to them in better condition, or at least the same condition you got it. That was always my dad's rule and stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about with you. What was a time that doing the right thing cost you? Maybe it cost you money, or maybe it cost you in some other way, but you're glad that you did the right thing. So 855-33-WAY-FM is the phone number. We love having you on. That's how you can be on with us right now. 855-33-WAY-FM. Charlie, what was the time that doing the right thing cost you?
I was at work, and I was standing next to my boss and her desk, and I accidentally had knocked off her really nice Oakley sunglasses onto the floor, and I wasn't thinking about it, and I didn't pick them up right away. And as I started to walk away, I stepped on them, and I broke them. I crushed them. She's like, oh, it's all right, don't worry about it. I was like, no, give me the sunglasses. So I called my wife, and I'm like, I have to replace these sunglasses because I just stepped on and broke these, $250 sunglasses.
Ooh, that hurts.
Yeah. So I go to Specs, I walk in, and I say, these are my bosses, and I stepped on them and broke them. I need the exact pair, and tell me what the cost is. And you know what they did? They just replaced them for free. So I guess it was a good thing.
Now, Charlie, did you let your boss believe that you had spent the money, or did you tell her the truth?
No, I told her the truth.
Charlie's like, yeah, I would have bought you lunch too to say I'm sorry, but I don't have any money now.
Right? My kids don't have new shoes. Sorry about that.
My kid will get a birthday present next year, I guess.
So what's your story?
I work for a fairly large bank in North Texas, and there was a heavy rainstorm, and I was just leaving for lunch, and I thought I was backing up normally, but I ended up backing right into a coworker's front of their car and putting a fairly large dent in it. And I definitely could have drove off, but
those darn cameras they just installed.
So there was also, I had no idea who it was, so I had to send out this blank email to 500, 1,000 people saying, hey, who owns this car? I kind of need to talk with you about something. And I ended up finding them and working it all out through insurance.
Mark's like, I saw your car was hit in the parking lot.
They drove off?
I couldn't catch them. I tried.
Sorry.
I only got part of the license plate, and then you're just making up numbers and letters,
I just let them use my insurance, and it all worked out.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, no, that's the right thing to do. I think you have to teach kids this. It's like sometimes doing the right thing, there is a cost with it, but that cost is far cheaper than the lesson you learn from doing the wrong thing.
Amen.
If I had $1 for every time Betty Rock says, you're gaslighting me, I could retire.
And gaslighting is a term that most younger people use, so you may not even know what gaslighting means.
Yep, that's right. And that's what we're going to talk about here on The Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM.
So gaslighting is when you use psychological methods into questioning their own sanity or powers of reasoning. So they make you feel crazy. That person makes you feel crazy. And if so, they're gaslighting you.
Love it. Oh, wait, is gaslighting bad?
It's a negative thing.
Is it? Okay, well, that was the first step, is I needed to learn that, apparently.
So I found a test online, and it's to help you tell if someone is gaslighting you. There are 11 questions.
Or this is a primer and a tutorial for how to gaslight. Just depends on your perspective.
That's true. I think it would be helpful if you picture someone in your mind that you think might be gaslighting you and then answer these questions.
Okay.
Do they make you doubt things you say?
What if that's yourself? What if you're gaslighting yourself because you doubt everything? My wife doubts every decision she makes.
Just answer the question.
Sorry.
Another one. Do they make you feel like everything you do is wrong?
My wife.
Do they say things you remember them saying? Do they deny? I'm sorry. Do they deny saying things that you remember them saying?
It's my wife too.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I'm blinking.
Do they make you think you don't understand situations?
Yes. Like she makes me think I don't know how to park.
Do they make you question your memory of things that happened between you?
Yeah. She's like, how do you not remember this? I'm like, I don't know.
Do they make you feel like you are in the wrong?
Every day.
Is this like a quiz on the gaslighting, or is it on like marriage in general?
No, it's just with anyone.
One and the same.
Do they make you feel like you're impossible to get along with?
Yes. That Betty does that to me.
Yes. Because it's true. Do they make you think you don't understand them? Mm-hmm. Do they accuse you of distorting things?
Yes, blowing things out of proportion. Betty does that to me too.
Because you do it. Do they act like you're blowing things out of proportion? And do they accuse you of all kinds of things? If so, that person is a gaslighter.
What I just found out from this whole list of things, I thought I was the gaslighter. It turns out I am not. Thank you for doing this, Rock. I found out that the two main women in my life, my wife and Betty Rock, are both gaslighting me on a daily basis. It's almost like they take turns. Do you guys call each other or text each other and go, hey, I gave him a pretty good run today at work. He's pretty weak. You might want to nail him when he gets home.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, in all seriousness, gaslighting is one of those like seriously manipulative things that people do in relationships, and you do need to be wary of that and be honest about it and look for those signs. And if that person is doing that to you in all reality, they're not worth being around.
Betty.
If they're really doing it, Betty.
I didn't say anything. I'm just saying I may not be here tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gaslighting me again. I can feel it.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.
Uplifting Way FM. This is The Rock Report with Betty Rock.
At some point, we're going to sound old when we say, I remember when you could share passwords with your streaming service.
I know.
And now that's not possible anymore. The newest culprit, Disney Plus, they're saying now that they are stopping sharing passwords. So if you have their streaming service, it's not possible. If you want to add someone to your account, like I think what you do, Wally, you and your wife have your daughter on your Disney Plus streaming
it's our
service.
family plan, but she's
and
not in our home.
You just give her your password and she can do it wherever she is. No.
Right.
So in this case, now if you want to add, you can only add one person.
Oh.
That's it. But if you want to add an extra member to your account and you have the basic plan, it'll cost you $7 extra on top of the service monthly charge, okay? And then if you have the premium account, which is probably no ads and all that, then it's an extra $10 for that person to be added in.
Netflix did this too, because I remember it cost me another $7 for my little angel, because I just absorbed that cost and paid for her to be as part of our thing. That girl needs to get married. Honestly,
you can hand her off to someone else.
Exactly.
So you can pay for both of their things.
Yeah, I need to get her off my payroll completely.
She needs to be someone else's issue.
Absolutely. I got a couple things that I still have her on, but like she needs to be off of that. So
fly the nest.
Yeah.
Well, Disney did say, because you might be wondering, well, how are they going to know if I am sharing my password? Well, they said that they are able to automatically detect
Pixie dust.
when someone's watching outside your household.
Yeah.
And if they do detect this is the worst. Wally, you get this. You'll have to enter a one-time password to verify you're the account holder.
Yeah.
But we all know how that goes. You get the verification code, then you put it in. They're like, now you need to do a double authentication, and then you need to send another. And it's like, I don't even remember the password anymore.
Yeah, because what this will be my daughter asking me for the password. And me, and usually she stays up later than I do. And so then I'd have to, see my phone and then give her the password. Because you have to, when you stream, you have to be able to take it with you when you're traveling and things like that. That's part of the advantage of it, is you want to be able to use it in other places. But like that, they have it URL based.
Yeah.
And so that keeps you from being able to just give other people your password without having to jump through more hoops. So that's how they've chosen to manage it. And Disney Plus, honestly, they need to figure something out because they are draining that company. I know firsthand. I've seen the reports.
Let me ask
I've
you
seen
this
the stock
question,
price
and I
fall.
want you to be honest with me.
Yes.
How's that conversation going to go between you and your daughter when you realize now you have to pay an extra fee to add her to your Disney Plus? Okay, ring, ring.
Yeah.
Hey, Daddy, what's the password for the Disney Plus?
Who's this? Oh, I'm kidding. It's my little angel. What do you need, honey?
I need the password, Daddy.
You know what? I'm going to do you one better. I'm just going to FedEx you overnight my wallet. You just go nuts. You do whatever you need to do.
Daddy, you're the best.
Thanks, Angel. Love you.
Boy, you got a friend in me.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and I consider myself friends with Betty Rock.
Best friends.
Yeah, but then I see her as more of a friend than she sees me, 100%. But
at least we're on the same page.
Exactly. We get each other. It hurts. But I found out that she is closer with some of her other friends, and I'm actually kind of happy about this, that we're not this close, actually.
Yeah, I realize this might be a girl friend thing, not a thing that guy friends do.
Has to be.
So my best friend, I've known her since we were 5.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time. It's been a journey. Anyways, I was talking with her on the phone the other night, and in the background I can hear her going to the bathroom.
Yeah, she's in the restroom.
And she can no
keep
breaking
talking.
the conversation. She's just telling me, and then I hear the toilet flush, and I'm like, "Feel better?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah." So then the other day, she just keeps going.
How? This is so foreign to me as a guy. If I called Gavin, and I always want people to pick up my call, because it's usually work related and I need some information. But I don't want him to pick up my call in that case. He can wait 5 minutes and then he can call me back.
What if it's your wife?
Same.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, but I've heard my wife do the same thing where all of a sudden
I don't understand you guys. This is a private moment. That needs to just remain
experience
there.
it by yourself. I don't want to hear it.
I will say this. that, because I'll do the same with her.
Oh, my Lord.
But I wouldn't do that with just anyone.
I guess.
But I think that's a level of friendship that you have to
You're on hold at Gateway Tire, like as you're trying to get your car service. You're like, hey, Ricky, hang on a second. I just love how well you take care of my car. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Sorry, courtesy flush.
Yeah, you're not doing that with anyone, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you flush the toilet on the phone with just anyone. But you will with that level 10.
Yeah. A level 10
bestie.
friend. That's a great way to put it. A level 10 friend. So that is one example of a level 10 friend. What is another example of a level 10 friend? How do you know that you are really, really, really best friends?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is definitely one way. Like if you were guys and doing this, you would be... you'd have to be best friends for life, and never talk about this. Like, you just be like, it's our thing. That's what we do. Like, man, 855-33-WAY-FM. This is disturbing as all get out. And hopefully we'll get into other things other than this that make someone a level 10 best friend. So here we go. 855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take yours right now. So what's yours, Cassie?
Well, my best friend that I've been friends with for 2 decades now, I brought her to a family Thanksgiving one time, and she ended up falling in love and marrying my uncle.
Oh, your uncle. I thought you were going to say your brother. Oh. Okay, then.
No. My uncle's only 7 years older than us.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's not like dramatic, like a 20-year difference or anything like that.
Okay, that's a little better.
So then, though, that means her best friend is now her aunt.
Oh.
And then her best friend's kids are her...
They would be my cousins.
They would be your cousins.
Okay, what part of the South are you from? What is the sign of that for you?
You mean besides the toilet flush?
Yeah, that's Betty's. Like, she has a friend that they'll talk on the phone and they'll use the restroom and not even think twice about it. I can't even... that's outside the realm of my comprehension.
Well, I think it has to do with us growing up as teenage girls talking for hours on the phone. At some point, you have to pee, and if it's your best friend, that's just what you do. You don't want to end the conversation.
So let's get back to you there, Sabrina. Level 10 best friend. How do you figure it out?
If you put each other down as the emergency contact at your kid's school or daycare.
Oh, yeah.
That is really good, yeah.
Right, because if you trust someone with your children, man, you trust them with your life.
My best friend, she has elementary and K grade kids, and she has me down as her emergency contact. And she even says, if you ever want to take them out of school for a fun day out, go ahead.
You know what my sister tried to do? She tried to scam me. My sister was like, hey, I love how you raise your daughter, and we raise our kids very similarly. I think we should put each other down as like the people to take care of our kids should something tragic happen to us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, absolutely not. I have one kid. You get one kid. That's nothing. You have 4. Like I'm losing if that happens and I've got to take all 4 of your kids. Now I have 5 kids and I only wanted maybe 1.
Hey, it's blessings. Isn't that what the Bible says?
Yes, children are a blessing.
Does it really say that in the Bible?
It's Psalm 127:3. Children are a gift from the Lord. They are a reward from Him.
Oh, well, that's really nice. I wonder if He would help pay for their college. Uplifting WAY-FM. This is the Wally Show. That's brand new music from We the Kingdom. And we've partnered up with them to do something fun. We're going to do a jingle contest. We are doing it right now to create a jingle for the Wally Show. But you're creating the jingle, not them. They tried. They gave it their best shot. But I was like, nah, I want real people, regular people to do this with us. And so that's what you have the opportunity to do. If you listen to the Wally Show all the time and you think you understand it and you know the vibe of it, that's what we're looking for. Just good vibes only here, kind of thing. And so with that, we have made it very easy for you to submit your jingle. Correct, Lady Rock?
So when you text the word jingle, Jingel, jingle. Well, no,
L-E.
I do that every time.
It's not an easy one.
We've made it harder than we thought.
I didn't graduate school. Jingle, Jingle to 91979. We will send you a link, and with that, you can upload your best jingle. That's jingle to 91979.
Here's what you're working against here. We have, Housewife Carrie. She submitted hers.
It's time for the Wally Show.
I don't hate that.
Hey.
I don't hate that.
It's catchy.
I know, exactly. And that's it. That's the thing, man. It's just you just doing your thing real easy, and you don't have to be a professional musician. Or we've also got an insurance guy named Jeremy.
It's Wally. It's Wally. It's the Wally Show.
I love dirt.
I'm not really sure how to classify that.
I like that one. Or this is a spa manager named Jamie.
Wally, Betty, and Gavin. Join the fun they're having on the Wally Show.
Wow.
Jazzy.
Very jazzy. And she rhymed having and Gavin? Like, that's impressive.
Awesome.
So we'd love to get your submission in. Oh, and by the way, if you are our winner, we are going to fly you to Nashville. You're going to go to the Capitol CMG studios, professional studios, like where We the Kingdom record stuff. And they're going to be in the studio with us to bring your jingle to life. So just text the word jingle, Jingle, to 91979 and get your jingle in today because it ends tomorrow.
Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.